Day cab. I am absolutely exhausted, whacked out and all the rest of it. But I couldn't resist the opportunity to come out here and talk to you fine people for a little while. Hey, look, you can see the bags under my eyes. You could fit some luggage in there. I could offer that as an additional service to the airport. Come to the airport with Andy and you don't need your suitcases. They fit right there. God, that was a long day. I'm getting too old for this shit, I can tell you that. No, it's 3 o'clock this morning. I got my butt out of bed and the first pickup was at 4. And I drove to Deal and took some people from there to Gatwick. Hello, Phil and Bridget. Good to see you. And then Gatwick, I went up to Cobham Services, and I slept in the back of this for a couple of hours. Brendan, I'm okay. I'm just rather knackered. Hello, Julie Baldwin. Good to see you. Yeah, I slept in this for a couple of hours and then went up to Heathrow and picked someone up from there who'd come over from the States. He's going to see his mum. Hello, Chrissy Williams and Lorne Mackenzie. And then I came home, slept for another 2 hours at home, and then just went back up to near Heathrow to pick up a young lad that I look after, coming back and forward from his private school. Dropped him off at a place, and now just thrown some dinner down me, which my wife kindly cooked, and now I'm here, just about. Yes, I am very tired. I've got another airport run tomorrow, Anna, as you asked, and that is 1 o'clock in the afternoon, so hopefully I will get a good sleep in between. Who else we got? Philip, hi, Andy from Lowestoft, good to see you. Who else we got? Number one fan, good to see you as well. Mike Alligators too. I'm okay, just a little bit tired. Yes, Sam, I've had to increase the prices. Case of having to, really. It's crazy. I mean, we saw today there was a petrol station in Birchington. There's one at the top of the hill and one at the bottom. And the one at the top of the hill's 10p more expensive a litre than the one at the bottom. Go figure. I don't know. I just seen somebody say hi, Jean, Andy's mum. And I've missed her comment coming in. So, hi, Mum. Hope you're all right there. Hi, Andy. That's Stephen from Ballynahinnick. Oh, I can't bloody say it. I'm too tired. My tongue don't work. Hello, Healing Vibrations. Sam M, £1.99 a litre near you. I've seen a couple of £1.90s while I've been out on my travels. Hello, Mick Card Staff. Good to see you. Hi, Andy. Watch Black Belt Barrister about live streams losing subscribers. All right, I'll check that out. He's done a couple of YouTube related things lately on their terms and conditions and things, hasn't he? I've just found my mum's comment. Hi, Grumps. That's her usual entry into the world of YouTube live streams. But yeah, it's been a long day. I mean, the business at the moment is mad. I mean, obviously it's my business, and I had another couple of drivers work for me, and one of them, he's ended up with an unreliable car, and the other one has had to retire, albeit for now, on ill health grounds. So it's just little old me. But I've got to work harder. I think I come to a bit of a result today. Hopefully there'll be a guy with a Mercedes coming to see me tomorrow, who might be of use to me. So we'll see if he can take off some of the load. Unfortunately, with all the airport runs, that's got to take priority, because that's the main source of income. And days like today, Jesus. I mean, with YouTube, anything that doesn't get done, my priority is this that we're doing right now. There will always be this chat, because I know how important that is to everybody that comes in and does it. Stan uses 50/50 diesel veg oil. Only works on vehicles pre-2003. Okay, Must have no computer in the engine. Yeah, I guess that'd really piss them off, wouldn't it, Stan? The old computer. If you tried that with more modern cars, my cars, what I'm sitting in at the moment is a 15 plate. I've got a Mercedes on an 07 and a Ford Focus, which my missus drives around in, on an 08. So I don't think the old veg oil thing would work too well. Julie Baldwin, the M25 news this morning. Thank you for the tip-off, by the way. There was a driver that I know that was ahead of me, and I warned him, and he got stuck in it, but it moved. And then by the time I got down there, it had all cleared up. Terminal 5 was crazy this morning. I was there for a lot longer than I should have been. Hello, Neats. Yes, I am rather shattered, but let's come out and spend a little bit of time. I've got a little something to add to this indoors in a little while. I'm very much looking forward to it. I've got some bookings and things to put on, but I don't think my brain's working well enough right now for that. Speaking of brains working, I just had a quick look at the news before I come out, and I saw old Sleepy Joe's been on there, and he's talking about, what other things they're doing to piss the Russians off, and he's stopping imports of Russian vodka, diamonds, fish goods. I'm assuming he means caviar and that sort of thing. And they've started going on about this chemical weapon thing, which I find all too convenient, because we've got the rumours going round of certain buildings NATO related in Ukraine, which the Russians apparently aren't very happy about, and now all of a sudden we're talking about chemical. It stinks a bit to me, like they're setting it up for some kind of incident. And then Sleepy Joe once again is saying Russia will pay a heavy price, but he won't tell us what that heavy price is because it'll cause World War III. Oh joy, oh rapture, what a good day. And the bloke's a muppet. How long is this going to go on for without something giving on either side? I really don't know. Hello, Alan Edge, good to see you. Let's have a scroll through. Alan Pape, good to see you. Stephen Wild as well. Your car has to have an old mechanical diesel pump for veg oil to work, like my Land Cruiser. Okay, Stephen Wild, cheers for that. I weren't quite sure what the reason was. Air Zulu, good to see you. Bridget, you as well. Mind you, I said hello to you already. See, you're lucky you get 2 hellos. Oh, Andy, YOLO, fill your glass and just add a teaspoon of Coke. Yeah, I've got where are we? Healing Vibrations, a second interview is scheduled for March, day before St. Patrick's Day. Okay. Blood Nose, good to see you. Yeah, all the usuals coming in, that's great. Brilliant. Steve Coog, hi to you. Helen Middleton, I'm alright, just a bit tired, really. Oh, pardon me, Wendy Pops. It was denied at the UN that there were the weapons in Ukraine. There was a long debate today. Denied by whom, I wonder? Biden and Putin won't give. They've got national egos at stake. Yeah, exactly. Julie Baldwin, no swearing in the chat. Who's effing and jeffing? It must be because I mentioned Biden. It's made somebody's blood boil somewhere. Tippy Tappy Man, hello Andy, hope you're well. Just a quick hello. Had a few beers and on the hardcore Gabba music now. Give a shout out as usual, good fellow. Cheers, Tippy Tappy Man. Good to see you. Joe and his son are deep into the muck, the Ukraine. Yes, that's very much going around that one. Yeah, these high pressure fuel pumps don't like cheap diesel. Yeah, I always got told don't put Tesco's diesel in the cars, and I must admit a couple of times I've had problems with mine when I have. It's crazy. China have warned the USA about a Pacific NATO. Okay, well, we got to keep an eye on that situation. You know, we're all distracted by what's going on in Europe and Ukraine and Russia and everything. It's, you know, something could sneak in by the back door. You never know. Hello, Robert. Good to see you. Zulu stopping off on a train in Gatwick. Wondered if Andy was out and about. How Brighton has changed since I lived there. Yeah, I'm going down there. I can't remember whether it's next week or the week after, but I've got to take 8 people to a hotel down there and get them a couple of days later. Trump to USA and the world. Are you missing me yet? I bet he's loving it, isn't he? You know, the old I told you so's. Well, he's not loving it because it's very serious, isn't it? But just proves the point. Chrissy Williams, Tippy Tappy, still listening to my hard house music. You got Joe Biden in your video title, so there's a warning showing that this conversation may be voting related. Yeah, I should have taken it out, really. Joe Biden's son makes money out of Ukraine, please tell. Tippy Tappy Man, Bass in Place, Chrissy Williams. Yeah, the only reason I put Joe Biden in the video title was because of the news I read. You know, where he was talking tough on Russia. As he does, yeah, okay, pull the other one. Maya Tuzi has done a video about China intervening, very interesting. Okay, I'll check that out when I get indoors. I've got some catching up to do today, actually. Listen, folks, this is Andy the Gabby Cabby's Daily Chats. Good to see you all. If you haven't done so already, please do that. The old thumbs up, give the YouTube algorithm something to talk about. And if you haven't done so already, please subscribe to Andy the Gabby Cabby as well. We kind of stagnated again. We kind of do this, and then we do this, and then we do this. And at the moment, we're doing this, so we can do a bit of this kind of thing. But, you know what I mean. Subscribe. Thank you. I like how you always read the comments. Steve Cole says, well, that's the whole idea with the chat. You know, I like to involve everybody. And I don't have the old dog and bone. Don't intend to, so this is the way we do it. No wheat crops being planted in the Ukraine, question mark. That's a valid one, isn't it? Anna Perkins, I wonder if China trying to help is in mitigation of their previous gift to the world. That's possible, Anna, possible. But I saw, it was only a tiny article earlier, something about that going a bit mad in Hong Kong again. I didn't pay it much heed. I just thought, oh, fuck off, you know. But, well, I'll look into that a bit more. But, yeah, the world's gone nuts. Christina Booker. Yeah, bread will be the next thing that will be in short supply and gone up in price. Yeah, I pay quite a lot for my bread anyway. I got diagnosed with celiac disease, you know, the thing where you can't eat bread and anything with gluten in it. I've since found, rather than celiac, it's more of a gluten intolerance, and bread's the main thing that's a big no-no for me, so I have to have the gluten-free stuff. And I've been paying stupid money for that for ages, so I don't know what effect that will have on that, as well as the normal wheat-based bread. We'll have to see. Greetings from the Bletchley Bungalow. That's Mark Hampson. Good to see you. Thank you for joining us. Alan Pape, exploring with Christine Ayres. I would have a go at YouTube. Have a go at YouTube. Do you mean have a go as in do it, Alan, or telling Christine to have a go at YouTube for something? I'm not quite sure there. What did I miss? Robert, Trump did warn them it would happen during the interview. He sure did. Silly hat, Andy. I left it indoors. Crash on motorway in which a prison van collided with a cement mixer. Police are looking for 12 hardened criminals. Love it. I think I've heard that one before, actually, but it's funny. That's probably what happened on the M25 this morning, but in all seriousness, I hope no one was hurt. 70% of the world's wheat is grown in the Ukraine. Yeah, I think between them and Russia, they're kind of got the dominance on that market, haven't they? It's a little bit mad. But it just shows you. Andy the Gabby Cabby, Christine's comments are being blocked. She had that trouble the other day and had to go on the backup account because she had like a backup account and come in on. I don't get that. I have a section where I can specifically say, you know, if this user makes a comment, then approve them. And I've had to add a couple of people to there who were being, I suppose, shadow banned. It's the right thing to call it. But I'll have to try and do something in the background. Try and sort that out. A loaf will be too. Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me, Stephen Wild. Wouldn't surprise me. I mean, they're already talking about £5 a loaf, aren't they? I mean, I went to a petrol station earlier, and it was £1.80. Who are we? Hello from Belfast, Stephen and Durenda. You're the best. Cheers, Stephen. Appreciate it. And JG as well. Good to see you in the chat. Yeah, I went to this petrol station earlier, and it was I think it's about £1.80 a litre I paid, and I just made an off-the-cuff remark to this guy, and I said, "This is going to be £2 next week, isn't it?" He said, "Oh yeah, easy." So I think it's going to go up and up. I mean, we've increased all of our prices by a whole £10, just a flat £10 across the board, everything. And we're hoping that will absorb any problems. But if we have to put it up again, we have to put it up again. It's one of those things. Yeah, you are on that list, Mick Hardstaff. I remember you having trouble before, so I had to do that for you. And I don't think you've had much in the way of trouble since, have you? Unless I'm wrong. I mean, I've got... Do the damn thing. Hey, stop the lights going out. I've got all these fuel receipts, and this is crazy amounts just for, you know, a week, and there's parking tickets in there as well, and some of the price per litre on this stuff is ridiculous. I mean, what we got here? Well, that's £1.52 a litre, so that was a few days ago before it's all going mad. Not being funny, but what they do in Slough, put fake plates on the cab, fill up and drive off. I've heard that before, actually. And you can get these like plastic transparent films that you put over number plates as well. You know, they do it too. It's mad. That one's £1.70 a litre. I'm just seeing if I can find the expensive ones. What's that one? That one was £1.87 a litre. So over the course of a few days, it's just gone up and up and up and up. Stupid money, really. Oh yeah, Andy, it's Friday. It's 9:30. Thought trade would be booming right now. Tippy tappy, man. Well, I don't do that kind of trade anymore. I assume you're talking about the pissheads going to the pubs. Speaking of pissheads going to the pubs, my eldest son is currently in Canterbury, or he's en route there now to a club that they go to quite often. How he's getting home yet, I don't think he's quite worked that one out, but I'm sure he will. Biking, it's called. I did once years ago as the man was sleeping when I met to... I just drove... Jesus. I've never had that. I've had them ignore you, you know, and you're hammering on the night play window saying, "Oh, I want to pay for my fuel." And they take their time. I've been tempted. Hi, Andy, just in case you've missed it before. Hi, Enchanted Blue. I probably did. I'm terribly sorry about that. I seem to be doing a lot of yakking tonight, missing a couple of them, but good to see you. Andy, do you know the situation on clubs? Is it free for all, or is it only the pricked? Well, the one that he's going to, they used to have to produce a COVID pass to prove that you'd either done a test or you've had the prick. But now, I think they've dumped it and they can just walk in. I don't think it's a problem at all now. I think that's pretty much the same all over. In other words, back to normal. Hello, Bob Pittman. Good to see you. how you going with your lad's car, Andy? God, that's a bloody saga, that is. Yeah, I mean, I'll tell everybody, but basically we bought this car for my lad, and didn't think anything of it. The next day, my lad basically had a rear end shunt with somebody at a set of traffic lights, and initially we thought, oh, blah, 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 blah. What the fuck have you done? And when I got it down the garage to see the viability of getting it repaired, my mechanic phoned up and said, "You've got serious problems with this car, Andy," and one of which was the two front tyres were more or less bald, totally illegal. And I remember when I picked the car up, they were caked in mud all the way around, and I couldn't check them properly. And I had an MOT on it that was done the day before, where apparently there was nothing wrong, which obviously included the tyres, which are illegal. So I write to the people and say, "Oi, I'm going to sue you because you sold me a dodgy car." They've written back telling me prove it, and told me the old I can't remember the Latin bloody thing, but it's buyer beware. So they've ended up with a 4-page letter from me with evidence and photographs and everything, and basically saying I've got no interest in writing to you anymore. Pay up, or I will see you in court. That's the way that went. And he probably got that letter 2 days ago, maybe. So we'll see what the next chapter in that one brings. Anyway, I'm not mentioning any names or anything like that. Cabby, that's the one, Fred. Thank you for that. Because there's another thing to that. Buyer beware, but seller be honest. There's an exception to the rule if the buyer hasn't got all the information that they require to make an informed decision about their purchase, then caveat emptor doesn't really come into it. I did a bit of mugging up on the law and everything, and I threw that at him and basically proved that he flummoxed me. So we'll see how that goes. And I pointed out as well, tell me, I said I've been in motor related jobs where I've had cars and everything for the last 20 years. So I know what constitutes a roadworthy car. So we'll have to see what happens. Andy, have you seen taxi drivers giving up the job because of the fuel price? They can't make it pay. I'm not surprised at that, Paul Hutchinson, to be honest. I mean, we had the situation as well with the pandemic, where a lot of taxi drivers actually went on to Just Eat and Uber Eats. Because you think about it, I mean, you take the average taxi driver. I mean, I don't do circuit work, but they drive probably 100 miles a day, nipping around town. If you're a new taxi driver, you're looking at $3,000, somewhere around that for insurance for a new taxi driver. Then on top of that, the company you work for takes a circuit fee, which down here is about £100 a week on average. And then there's a few other incidentals as well. And you've obviously got to pay car rent if you rent your car. You've got to pay servicing and everything if you own your own car. So all the costs add up. And private hire insurance, I mean, I've been in the job 10 years and I paid, well, when my renewal comes up, it'll be just under £1,000 for the year. But if you translate that over to a Just Eat driver, then they can do it in an old banger. The insurance isn't much more than normal domestic insurance. There's no circuit fee, no bullshit from pissheads on a Friday night, and the list goes on and on and on. So I'm not surprised people are giving up. Yes, I saw that, Julie. Putin bombed a disabled care home. I saw that earlier on. Absolutely disgusting. Absolutely. Corona beer and vodka. Well, I got whiskey indoors. I'm going to have a few of them when I'm finished. Yeah, you're right, Neats. It could have been a serious accident. I mean, the way he told me, he went to brake and all of the front wheels just did this. And he's like, what the hell? And I had the speed he was doing verified, and he wasn't speeding or anything, because apparently the airbag would have gone off in his face. And he steered in one way and managed to get it round another way. And he even considered going on the pavement to get out the way of the car, but he couldn't do that because there was people on the pavement, and ended up kind of sliding into this thing. The wheels just wouldn't regain traction once they'd lost it. I mean, quite how we got it home without any incident is beyond me. You know, it's crazy. Air Zulu, I remember it vaguely. I moved from Bromley to Brighton and ended up in Stevenage, but there's some lovely country around Brighton. This was around 1988. Okay. I was about 10 years old in 1988. Crazy to think. In 1999, NATO bombed refugees and schools. I saw a thing earlier, and I'm not defending or whatever either way, but I saw a thing earlier where Ukrainian residents were actually complaining that the Ukrainians were putting their artillery pieces and everything near residential properties and, you know, schools and homes and all this sort of thing. So by virtue of the fact, I wish Tippy Tappy, man, I'm 44 in July. It's yeah, crazy how the world's gone. I wish I was 42. Yeah, so by virtue of the fact these schools and stuff are getting hit, are they going for the military units near these places? Or, you know, obviously they're not caring anymore about the collateral damage, but it's just a nasty situation, really. Blaming Westminster for lack of funds for new brooms. Yeah, they need a broom to sweep out the place, I think. Absolutely. Hi, Helen. Very worrying. Hubby said we're living in very bleak times. This is why I love this friendly community. Thanks, Kim Alliston. That's all we try and do here, just have a chat. I know we end up talking a lot about, you know, world events, particularly what's going on at the moment, but try and keep it light-hearted at the same time. It's good to see you all. They told us all a while back that it would hit 170 a litre, so expect 180 a litre. Kirky, I'm expecting £2 a litre by next week. I seriously am. It's gone nuts. Neats, yeah, have them for danger for life. Yeah, I certainly could. And I'll tell you what, if my son was hurt in that incident, I would have been on their doorstep. No two ways about it. Don't believe it. As the Russian ambassador to UN brought photographs of the hospital, it was supposedly bombed, but it's not bombed, and satellite images proved it was fake news. I remember seeing the hospital, Christine, and, you know, it had obviously taken a hit or some damage of some kind, but a lot of the interior of that hospital didn't look so much like it had been attacked, but more ransacked by somebody that had gone in there and torn it up and everything else. You know what I mean? I just thought, this doesn't, you know. But again, is it military units, you know, encamping themselves within the civilian population, you know, and getting the shit kicked out of them? I don't know. Andy, do you not read my emails? Now out of date. I have to admit, Alan Edge, I'm trying my hardest to keep up with things, but it's been a bit hard over the last couple of weeks. I have to admit, I kind of speed read, and I don't always get the chance to reply, if at all. It's just trying to keep up with things. It's not so much I'm being ignorant, and I do apologise if it's made you feel that way. It's just with what's going on with the airport side of things as well. It's pulling me here, there, and everywhere. It's crazy times at the moment. But I've got another couple of people in this chat at the moment that have emailed me as well. And again, I read, but it's just got to, get a chance to reply. It's crazy. You can tell I'm tired. My brain ain't working right. Putin was part of the whole WEF program anyway. The young leaders won, same cloth as Trudeau and such. Yeah. Cosmic Wartoad, did you ever see a film called Taxi Driver and a TV show called Taxi? The film adventures of a taxi driver. A little bit of the first two and nothing of the third one. The show was Danny DeVito and Christopher Lloyd, wasn't it, if I remember rightly? I've seen little bits of it. Certainly little bits. Well, everybody, this is the Daily Chat with the Gabby Cabby, your Gabby Cabby. Thank you for joining us. If you haven't done so already, please hit the like. That'll be appreciated. Julie, how many are we up to? I notice you've just said it as I have. And yeah, also if you're new here and just watching, and you're a new person, then please subscribe to the channel. You can do that by hitting the subscribe button and also the notification bell. I'll show you a couple of bits as well. We've got YouTube channel memberships and we're on Patreon too. If you want to support the channel in that way, it's only £1 a month and it goes in the Coca-Cola fund, which I save up to put in my whiskey on the odd night. And also, I don't flash these too much because I don't want to look like the salesman. That's the wrong goddamn cup. Let's have a look at this one. Yeah, see, a mug on a mug. That's my mug on a mug, see? And I can put my whiskey and Coke in there or a cup of coffee. And I've got my own merch store, which you can see in the description when I put it on there. So that's all good as well. And a couple of people have had mugs. They come in white too, and they're okay. Andy, you've done it again, mate. You've stopped me from listening to that mental music, actually giving a damn about your chat community. Thank you for that. This other mug, I could them a shout out. Dipped in butter is police off the cuff. And that's a huge one. I like that. Them guys are cool. They did a great video on Alec Baldwin a couple of days ago. You know, they were really quite thorough with that. They come on because of a news report that Piers Morgan did about Alec Baldwin's conduct with the whole thing to do with the Rust movie. And there's a very, very basic concept that everyone seems to be missing. And that's if you're handed a gun, check the bloody thing whether it's empty or not. It's not rocket science, really. Not rocket science. Why not offer specially made taxi firm cars as merchandise? I wouldn't know where to start, Cosmic. It's an idea, though. Del Boy Andy, you know it makes sense. My missus bought me a Del Boy Trotter cup, only fools and horses thing, not so long ago. I had my first cup of tea of the day in there, or cup of coffee, as they say in certain places. Born in the woods, well said, Tippy Tappy man. I've had a look in the merch store. Good lot of stuff there. Yeah, Bridget. I'm not very imaginative with designing or anything. It's all me doing it. I just get my boat race, stick it on the side of something, and take it or leave it. That's the way I look at it. Steve Miles. Yep. What's 913, Steve Miles? Is that the... Oh, I don't know. That must be when we come in. Shushy, shushy. Don't you start. Lorne Mackenzie, I'd forgotten the rugby was on. Oh, okay. Is that the score then? I take it. 913. Rugby score. Right, yeah. I did guess it. Right, everybody. I think I'm going to call it a day because my eyes are getting sleepier. I'm very, very tired. I always want to come out and do this chat with you every day, even if it's just for half an hour. I feel it's important to keep this going, even if we don't get the taxi firm cards. Oh, okay. I'll look into that, Cosmic. That might be a good idea. Yeah, oh, we got 98 likes. We need 2 more for the 100. So come on, give it. Yeah, I find this is more important, I find this chat the most important part of the channel that we do, even if I can't get the content going. You know, we do this every day, even if it's just for half an hour. So again, if you haven't done so already, please make sure you do that. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't. and it's all good. I'll be on tomorrow with the live stream again. I'll try and give you more of a reminder of when that'll be, rather than just turning up randomly today. Have a good night, everybody. I'm going to go pour myself a whiskey. For now, toodaloo.